Divorcing myself from self-pity has been just one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do because I was so comfortable in just wallowing in self-pity all of my life. I just think it really had a lot to do with even as a kid around my peers, I was not that smart, and people called me goofy. It was called names and stuff. And my dad was like the biggest promoter of, like, you big dumbass, you're an idiot, slapping me in the back of the head, pea snicking my ear, whipping me, things like that. I think he was a major player in really feeling like, I just kind of hated myself, because I hated him. And so it was just like, my mirror was just like, when I seen my dad, I just seen hate. I just hated him. I fucking just hated him. That's why I left when I was 18 years old. I had to get away, as far away from my dad as possible, so I joined the Marine Corps. But I really think the damage was pretty much done. And I just remember being really shy, not talkative, big into groups, kind of unsociable, and I just always, and until adulthood, I think the Marine Corps built up some confidence. I did develop some confidence in the Marine Corps, traveling around the world. Marine Corps, gave me a big ego boost. And just being away from my dad, I realized that I was just so glad that I made that decision to escape. Because I was in a world of hurt. I was just drinking so much. I just had so much pain. At least this is what I was going through. Just if I would talk to a girl on the phone, it's kind of just like complaining about my life, And I think I've really done that most of my life, Even my former wife, she was like really sociable and everything, and she always wanted to know what's the matter with me, And I didn't know any better. So I, basically told her what I'm going through, and then, she just lost all kind of respect for me. So it's like, what the fuck did you even want to know what's the matter with me, And then later on, she just uses those things against me to make me feel bad because it boosts her ego, Really brutal shit, man, but it's been the same thing a lot with when I was in relationships, It could be anything from like maybe penis size, whenever you're having sex with a woman, because you see like so much porn or, these dudes with foot longs or whatever, so those kind of things. Also, like just bringing up my childhood, like a woman might bring up my childhood, then my ego gets crushed and diminished, because I let her have a piece of me. And then she demolished it and just kicked me in the nuts the whole time, because of it. Those things are just fucking brutal, Also, all of the freaking problems that I created in my life. So my ego shrinks. I never have a big ego. When it comes to women, maybe, because I find it's not easy to get women, but women are attracted to me. So God, thank you, God. But also, I've never been able to really deal well in relationships, financially speaking, and mentally, and trying to make things work. The other self-defeating thing is just the looking at the world that has this money. All the guys got this money. When I was a kid, it's like all the rich kids, they got money, they got nice cars. I'm driving a Toyota Corolla 1980 with my boombox in the middle, trying to woo the girls with cassette tapes of Otis Redding and Percy Sledge and things like that. you know. So it's always been that I've always lived in a world of that um, self-pity. And it wasn't until freaking like really like last year, where I really started kind of realizing what I was doing. Because I have a sponsor, or I had a sponsor, I don't have a sponsor now. I had a couple of sponsors. And I really noticed that anytime something would come up, I just had to complain about it, And I was good for a long time because I really needed to complain so much, but then complaining to other men. I don't complain, I don't need to complain to women, especially if I'm in a relationship with them. That's like the worst fucking thing, is to complain to a woman about whatever the fuck is going on in my life. That's like not good. I know nowadays that if I need to complain about something on a large scale, I need to complain to a man, because a man will understand me and what's going on with me, because men just have men experiences. I also think that it's appropriate for women to have women sponsors, in order to understanding, And I think that's one way that we can get to be better men, is by talking to other men about those kind of things that, whatever we're going through, For me, when I got sober, I was like homeless. I was living in my truck. I was fucking broke. I didn't have fucking no money. I'm living in Panama. I've been living in Panama for 14 years now. And I worked in some very good positions, but at that time, I had fucked everything up, and I had given all my child support money to my former wife, and she didn't want to let me live in the house anymore. So I was living in my fucking truck, and still drinking and smoking weed, all the time. And so looking back at all these problems that I created, man, that was all self-pity. I was living in this world of self-pity, And even after I got sober, it was self-pity because I couldn't find work. I was working these little small jobs, making a little money here, making a little money there. But I have to say, God has always given me what I need. I may not have what I want, but I've always had what I need. And that's a little bit of gratitude right there. And I think that as far as self-pity goes, it wasn't until I heard one of my mentors, and he was really good. I won't mention his name, but he's on YouTube, because I have a lot of mentors. And it could be on YouTube, or they could be religious speakers, could be people in my program in AA. I could read quotes, reading from good books, But for me, it was like, stop being a bitch, Because I'm really good at that. I'm really good at just laying it in there, wallowing in it, and really not like knowing that I'm doing it, and just staying there for weeks on end, like the world is against me. And I think between the fear and the self-pity and all this other shit, it's made it so much more harder for me to attain in life financially. Maybe that was a problem, because to be honest with you, once I stopped doing that, then so I swear some doors started opening, And I do have a package delivery business. It's a small little business, but for Panama, it's a godsend, because it's not easy to get creative and make money here. There's a lot of retirees here, but not many expats have a business here and have clients, and it's not that easy. But that's just my opinion. And so how did I remove the self-pity, man? Listening to what other people were saying, and reading what other people were saying, and actually getting it a little bit more that I'm responsible. It's my choice. I can live in a world of self-pity every single moment, and I'm not getting anywhere. It's just like worry, right? I can worry till I'm blue in the face and ain't gonna do anything. If I put as much effort into keep moving forward and to being positive and to being a better person and trying to change and maybe to exercise, wake up early in the morning, do something constructive, fucking have an idea and just go with it. Not freaking trying to figure out everything, but just moving forward, you know? Being sober, not fucking my brain up, living in reality, living in spirituality, you know? I mean, I pray, I meditate. All of that has removed the majority of self-pity out of my life. Forgiveness, you know? I forgive myself nowadays. I make a lot of fucking mistakes. And I try to change things, and it's difficult. I haven't drank or drugged for 6 years. I changed my diet. But man, there's some other things I'm working on, and I'm praying about it, and I'm really trying to change in my life, you know? And it's really hard. It's so easy to get in that self-pity. It's such a comfortable blanket. It's easy to wrap myself in that and just complain about everything. But man, I really don't go there anymore. And if I do, I really try to get out of it because it's so easy to get there because I lived there so long. And now it's kind of like the same thing with drinking and drugs. I did it so long, I'm just sick of being sick. I'm sick of complaining, you know? It's like, I want to do something different, man. I want to change my life around. I want to be a better person. I'm divorced, but I'm a dad, you know? I want to be a good dad, and I am a good dad. I see my daughter, I talk to my daughter every single day. I talk to her in the morning, I talk to her at night. She doesn't live with me, but I take pride knowing that at least I'm trying, and we're super close. And when she's with me, I got a little bitty casita. She sleeps in the bed here. I sleep in the bed there. It's a really small place. You know, sometimes I get self-pity about that. I'm like, man, I should have more for my daughter, you know. But I live at the beach, you know, so I get to go surfing when there's waves. So, you know, it's like I make do with a small place. You know, having a big fucking mansion is not what I need. I don't even want it. If anything, I want a place close to the beach so I can go surfing and a deposit so I can put my packages in or something like that. I don't need much. But it's easy to get into that self-pity. Here, there's so many retired dudes, man. They're all wealthy. There's a lot of military people, and they retire early, you know, and they're like, they're retired. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't have to work, man. But I don't want to be like that. I don't want to not have to work because I like being responsible, you know, and I like being of service. And I'm going to be working until the end, man, you know. But removing self-pity is a it's a gradual thing, but it's not impossible, you know. And just removing self-pity, besides character building and living more in positivity, is such a strengthening thing, because what's the opposite of self-pity is like confidence. I was so afraid to even have confidence in myself, to say I love you, that I can do it. I'm proud of myself. This is a win. I had a shit ton of wins today. My first win, you know, and I've heard other speakers, I had so many wins today. I made my bed, I washed some clothes, I delivered packages, I transferred some money here, transferred some money there, clients paid me, I balanced my budget, you know, I cooked food, you know, I fed the dogs, I went pick up dog food, you know. So many wins today, right? Doing a YouTube video, you know, these are all little bitty things, little bitty wins, right? But still my mind is so like, yeah, dude, but you know, this is where we're at. There comes acceptance. I accept where I'm at, okay? But you know what? I got a roof over my head. Let's practice some gratitude, right? How do I remove self-pity? Gratitude, right? I got food in the refrigerator. I just made a fat meal. I love to cook, right? I got a nice bed to sleep in, right? I have a beautiful air conditioner with cold air because it's hot as shit outside, right? The rain is not coming into my room. I have a place to sleep. I have a truck that's working. Thank God. You know, I'm able to go do things with my daughter. I'm able to go to the movies, you know, and stuff whenever she's here. So gratitude is just like, I would say, also the opposite of self-pity, you know. To remove gratitude, to erase it, gratitude, morning checklist, right? Gratitude, what am I grateful for? Thank you so much. I have breath, you know, I have my health. I'm alive today, man. You know, I got eyes, ears, hands, legs. I can smell. I got hair. Most of my friends don't have hair, you know. It's really weird. I don't know, but God gave me hair. Okay. So you know what? I comb it, you know, because hey, man, I got hair, you know. So I'm grateful for that. Many of the people I know don't have hair, you know, at my age. So I'm grateful for that. You can be grateful for things, you know. It's okay, is what I'm saying. I never knew what gratitude was. I didn't know I could remove that self-pity. But I had to make a choice to change and learn about it. My first change was becoming sober. Keep coming back. It works if you work it.